Are you wondering why you still haven't reached the life you've dreamed of? The one where you don't look at price tags and buy whatever you want? Expensive cars, luxurious homes? It's all in your head, understand that. Now is the time to break down that wall. Subscribe to the channel where you'll find all the information you need to transform your life. And now, let's get started.
What does it really mean to be poor? Let's get something straight. Poverty isn't always about money. It's not about the number in your bank account or the size of your paycheck. True poverty is about mindset. It's about the way you see yourself and the world around you. If your mind is filled with limiting beliefs, no amount of money will ever make you feel rich. Let's start with an example. Imagine two people. One lives in a small house, earns just enough to cover their needs, but feels fulfilled. They wake up every day with gratitude, pursue goals that matter, and feel at peace. The other person lives in a mansion, has millions in the bank, but constantly craves more. They compare themselves to others, worry about losing what they have, and feel trapped in their pursuit of success. Who's really poor here? The Stoics understood this distinction long before our modern world became obsessed with material wealth. Seneca, a Roman philosopher and one of history's wealthiest men, famously said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more. That is poor." Even with all his riches, Seneca knew that the true measure of wealth isn't about what you own, it's about how you think. The invisible chains of poverty. Poverty of the mind is harder to see than financial poverty, but its effects are just as devastating. A poor mindset keeps you stuck, unable to grow or achieve your potential. It convinces you that your circumstances define you and that change is out of your control. You might find yourself thinking, "I'll never get ahead because the odds are stacked against me. Other people have all the luck. If only I had more money, I'd be happy." These thoughts are dangerous because they become self-fulfilling. When you believe the world is against you, you stop trying. When you believe happiness comes from money, you miss the joy that's already around you. The truth is this: your external reality is often a reflection of your internal beliefs. If your mind is filled with negativity, excuses, and doubt, it will show up in your actions and ultimately your results. Breaking free from the poverty mindset. The first step to changing your life is recognizing the beliefs that are holding you back. This is where Stoicism becomes a powerful tool. The Stoics teach us that while we can't always control what happens to us, we can always control how we respond. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's greatest leaders, wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Here's what this means for you. Stop blaming external factors. Your upbringing, the economy, or your circumstances may have influenced you, but they don't define you. The moment you take responsibility for your life, you reclaim your power. Shift your focus inward. Instead of obsessing over what you lack, focus on what's within your control, your thoughts, actions, and attitude. Adopt a growth mindset. Every challenge is an opportunity to learn. Every failure is a chance to improve. A challenge for you. As we dive deeper into this guide, I want you to think about the invisible scripts running in your mind. What beliefs are keeping you poor? Are you holding on to the idea that success is out of reach? Are you waiting for someone else to change your life? The time to challenge these beliefs is now. Let this guide be your starting point. By the end of it, you'll see how changing your mindset can change your life. There's a dangerous belief that keeps people stuck in poverty, financially, emotionally, and spiritually. It's the idea that the world owes me something. This belief often starts innocently enough. Maybe you worked hard and didn't get the promotion you wanted. Maybe life threw you an unfair curveball, a job loss, a breakup, or a missed opportunity. It's natural to feel frustrated, even angry. But if you're not careful, that frustration can turn into entitlement. You start thinking, "I deserve better. Why me? It's not fair." While these thoughts might feel justified, they're also dangerous. Here's why. When you believe the world owes you something, you stop taking responsibility for your own life. Instead of looking for solutions, you wait for the universe to hand you what you think you deserve. And here's the harsh truth. The world doesn't owe you anything. The Stoic perspective. The Stoics were brutally honest about the nature of life. They didn't sugarcoat reality or make excuses. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in history, wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This isn't a depressing thought, it's liberating. The Stoics understood that life isn't fair, and it never will be. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. When you let go of entitlement, you free yourself from disappointment and bitterness. Entitlement versus empowerment. Let's break this down. When you believe the world owes you, you're essentially giving away your power. You're saying, "My happiness depends on things outside of my control." That's a recipe for frustration. But when you take ownership of your life, you shift from entitlement to empowerment. Here's an example. Entitlement says, "I didn't get the job because the system is unfair." Empowerment says, "I didn't get the job, so I'll improve my skills and try again." The first mindset leaves you stuck. The second propels you forward. Practical steps to overcome this belief: adopt radical responsibility. Write down one area in your life where you feel stuck. Now ask yourself, how am I contributing to this situation? Be honest. Taking responsibility isn't about blame. It's about recognizing your power to change. Practice gratitude. Entitlement grows when you focus on what you don't have. Gratitude shifts your perspective. Every morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how small. Stop comparing yourself to others. The world doesn't owe you what someone else has. Focus on your own journey and what you can control. A powerful mindset shift. Here's a simple but powerful shift. Replace "why me" with "what can I do?" Life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Remember, the world owes you nothing, but you owe yourself everything. Take ownership, and you'll unlock a level of freedom and empowerment you never thought possible. Let me tell you about a belief that's holding millions of people back from achieving their true potential. It's sneaky, it's persistent, and it's incredibly destructive. It's the belief that whispers, "I can't do it." Think back to a time when you wanted something, a new career, a healthier lifestyle, or even starting your own business. Maybe you got excited at first, but then the doubts crept in. What if I fail? I don't have enough experience. I'm just not cut out for this. Sound familiar? Here's the truth. You are not born with a fixed level of ability. Nobody comes into this world already knowing how to succeed. The people you admire, the ones who seem fearless, confident, and successful, started exactly where you are. The difference? They didn't let the belief "I can't" stop them from trying. Why I can't is a lie. The Stoics understood that fear, doubt, and insecurity are natural parts of being human. But they also knew that these emotions don't define us. Epictetus, a former slave who became one of the greatest philosophers of all time, said, "Man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems." What does this mean? It means that most of the time, the thing you're afraid of isn't even real. Your mind is creating a worst-case scenario and convincing you that it's inevitable. But here's the good news. You don't have to believe everything your mind tells you. Let me repeat that. You don't have to believe your doubts. They're just thoughts, not facts. The power of action. Here's a secret that successful people know. Action cures doubt. When you sit around overthinking, your fears grow stronger. But when you take even the smallest step forward, you prove to yourself that you're capable. Think about it. The first time you tried to ride a bike, you probably fell. Did that mean you couldn't do it? No, it just meant you needed practice. The same is true for anything in life. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build through action. The Stoic approach to fear and failure. The Stoics were masters at reframing fear. They didn't see failure as something to avoid. They saw it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Let that sink in. The very thing you're afraid of is the path to your growth. Every time you face a challenge, you become stronger, smarter, and more resilient. How to overcome "I can't." Start small. Big goals can feel overwhelming. Break them down into tiny, manageable steps. For example, if you want to start a business, your first step might be researching your industry or writing down ideas. Challenge your thoughts. When you hear yourself thinking, "I can't do this," ask, "Is that really true?" Look for evidence of times when you succeeded despite your doubts. Visualize success. Close your eyes and imagine yourself achieving your goal. How does it feel? What does it look like? Visualization helps train your brain to believe in what's possible. Embrace failure. Instead of fearing failure, see it as a stepping stone. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? A real-life example, let me share a story about someone who embodied the Stoic mindset. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, failed over 1,000 times before he succeeded. When asked how he kept going, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This is the mindset you need. Every setback is just another step toward your goal. A call to action. Here's what I want you to do right now. Think of one thing you've been telling yourself you can't do. Write it down. Now break it into the smallest possible step and commit to taking action today. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Remember, you are stronger than your doubts. The belief "I can't" is nothing more than a barrier you've built in your mind. And the good news? You have the power to tear it down. Let's talk about one of the most common misconceptions about success. It's the belief that success is all about money. Now, don't get me wrong, money is important. It can provide security, freedom, and opportunities. But here's the trap. If you make money your only measure of success, you'll never feel truly fulfilled. Why? Because money by itself is empty. The Stoic view on wealth. The Stoics were very clear on this point. Seneca, one of the wealthiest men of his time, warned about the dangers of chasing material wealth. He said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." Think about that. True poverty isn't about how much you have. It's about how much you want. If you're constantly chasing more, you'll always feel like something is missing. The illusion of more. Here's the thing about money. It can solve certain problems, but it can't fill the deeper voids in your life. It can't buy happiness, meaning, or purpose. In fact, many wealthy people struggle with anxiety, loneliness, and dissatisfaction. Why? Because they've mistaken the means, money, for the end, fulfillment. Redefining success. So what is true success? The Stoics believe that success is about living in alignment with your values. It's about being the best version of yourself, not just accumulating things. Here are 3 pillars of true success. Growth. Are you constantly learning and improving? Contribution. Are you making a positive impact on others? Alignment. Are you living in a way that reflects your deepest values? When you focus on these things, money becomes a byproduct, not the goal. How to shift your mindset. Clarify your values. Take some time to write down what truly matters to you. Is it freedom, creativity, family, health, or something else? Use these values as your compass. Invest in intangibles. Spend your time and energy on things that money can't buy, like relationships, experiences, and personal growth. Practice gratitude. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, take time to appreciate what you do have. A powerful reminder: money is a tool, not a destination. Use it wisely, but don't let it define you. True success is about building a life that feels rich, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. One of the most disempowering beliefs you can hold is the idea that it's too late for me. Whether you're 25, 45, or 65, this thought can creep into your mind and stop you from pursuing your goals. But here's the truth. As long as you're breathing, it's never too late to start. Time is a construct. The Stoics believe that time is a resource, and how you use it defines your life, not how much of it has passed. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This wasn't a call to despair, but a call to action. If every moment is precious, why waste it on regret? The fear of starting late often stems from comparing ourselves to others. You see someone who achieved success at 30 and think, "Why didn't I do that?" But comparing your timeline to someone else's is like comparing apples to oranges. Everyone's journey is unique, breaking free from the too late mindset. Here's something powerful to remember. History is full of people who achieved greatness later in life. Colonel Sanders founded KFC at the age of 62. Grandma Moses, one of the most famous painters in American history, began her art career in her 70s. Nelson Mandela became South Africa's president at 75 after spending 27 years in prison. What do all these people have in common? They didn't let the belief it's too late hold them back. The cost of waiting versus starting now. Imagine this. 10 years from now, you could either look back and say, I wish I had started, or you could look back and say, I'm so glad I did. The time will pass either way. The question is, how will you use it? The Stoics remind us that life is unpredictable, and the only moment you truly have is now. Seneca said, while we wait for life, life passes. Don't wait for the perfect time to start. It doesn't exist. Practical steps to overcome. It's too late. Shift your perspective. Instead of focusing on the time you've lost, focus on the time you have left. Ask yourself, what can I accomplish with the years ahead? Set small goals. Starting late doesn't mean you have to achieve everything overnight. Break your goals into manageable steps and celebrate each milestone. Find role models. Look for people who started late and succeeded. Their stories will inspire you and remind you that it's never too late. Take immediate action. The longer you wait, the harder it feels to start. Take one small action today, whether it's writing a plan, making a phone call, or signing up for a class. A Stoic reminder. The Stoics taught that we can't control how much time we have, but we can control how we use it. Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. True wealth is the freedom to pursue what matters to you, no matter when you begin. Your time starts now. Here's the challenge. Write down one goal you've been putting off because you think it's too late. Next to it, write the first small step you can take today. Then take that step. Remember, the only way to ensure failure is to never start. As long as you're alive, your story isn't finished. Make the next chapter count. Let's address a belief that keeps people trapped in mediocrity. I'm not lucky enough to succeed. This mindset is a silent dream killer because it convinces you that your circumstances are to blame for your lack of progress. But here's the truth. Luck has far less to do with success than you think. The Stoic view on luck. The Stoics had a unique perspective on luck. They believed that while external events are outside our control, our response to those events determines our destiny. Seneca famously said, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. What does this mean? It means that luck isn't some magical force. It's the result of your actions. When you consistently work on your skills, mindset, and goals, you position yourself to take advantage of opportunities when they arise. The myth of overnight success. Here's something most people don't realize. What looks like luck from the outside is usually years of hard work, sacrifice, and persistence. People called Oprah Winfrey lucky for becoming a media mogul, but they didn't see the countless rejections she faced early in her career. Elon Musk is often praised for his success, but few talk about the financial and emotional struggles he endured while building his companies. What these stories teach us is that luck plays a minor role compared to perseverance, strategy, and resilience. Why blaming luck holds you back? When you believe that success depends on luck, you give away your power. You tell yourself, there's nothing I can do to change my situation. This belief leads to inaction, which guarantees failure. Here's a reality check. Opportunities don't find you, you create them. How to create your own luck. Take consistent action. The more you try, the more chances you create for success. Even small actions add up over time. Learn from failure. Every setback is a lesson. Use it to refine your approach and try again. Stay ready. Opportunities can come unexpectedly. Make sure you're prepared by constantly improving your skills and knowledge. Network strategically. Many opportunities come through relationships. Surround yourself with people who inspire, challenge, and support you. Reframe your mindset. Instead of saying, I'm not lucky enough, Say, I'll create my own luck. This simple shift empowers you to take control of your life. A Stoic challenge. Here's a Stoic exercise for you. Write down 3 things you can control in your life right now. Focus all your energy on these things and let go of everything else. As Epictetus said, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. Final thoughts. Luck might open a door, but it's your preparation, persistence, and mindset that walk you through it. Stop waiting for the universe to hand you success. Start creating it one step at a time.